Hello, hello, hello. This is a little different today. We are live on obviously my YouTube channel. Tim Zahler. I am with Joe Breezy. What up, Joe Breezy?
What up, brother?
Man, I nada, man. We're just live on same shit, just different channel, bro. Same shit, different fat channel,
Oh
but
yeah,
better. This is gonna be better. What do you think, bro?
yeah, man. I mean, well, it's a it's a like how would you call it, format that we're both used to, so it's gonna be comfortable. That's for sure. You
Yeah.
know,
When I say better, I know you like to play the good guy. I just mean, um, it's gonna be like the new and improved Tim and Breezy show, you know?
right?
Um,
So I'm
yeah.
playing the good guy. I hate the jinx myself type stuff because I'll do it, dude. Every time I'm like, yeah, this is a great song, or I make a song and then everyone's like, yeah, it was all right. Like, damn it. I had high
So,
hopes.
so just for everybody that is watching right now or listening, um, we'll show our faces normally, and I'll have it set up a lot better. I tried to go live on my computer. I couldn't figure out. I just need to mess around with it a little more. So we wanted to be able to go live and let y'all, to be able to start putting stuff out, let everybody know what's going on, and to put on a little show for the night and let people know that we ain't going nowhere.
Right, right. Yeah, but yeah,
You know,
we're
and
gonna continue to keep bringing content and doing our thing, man. Rocking out with the news, knock out some weird things that are going down in the world or have gone down, and just keep bringing y'all material.
yeah, and if you're listening, throw in the chat if there's anything y'all want to talk about. Just tell us, and we will talk about it for real, for real. Um, you know, um, I'm gonna be real with you, Breezy. I had this intention to go in and like talk some shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty disappointed in certain people how they could just use people up. But you know what, bro? I don't even, bro. I want to be honest. I'm ready to like just move. I'm ready to get this popping. Like, uh, I think we can address the fly on the wall on another day if we want.
Right, right.
Um, but in reality, the real truth is we actually hold the real truth. And when people talk crazy and don't respect the shit that people do for them, um, it causes friction, and it is not like anybody leaving anybody out type deal. It's called like being a man, like an alpha, like like a man, like stepping up and controlling your shit. Okay, so for the people that feel left out and sad and well, guess what? Look, put in hundreds of hours and we work together to build shit for all of us. But you feel left out, okay, that's fine. With that being said, and you're ready to do your thing, and that's cool too. I'm cool with all that.
Yeah.
That
Well, my
that
my
being said, I want my content off of that page. Period.
but my I'm gonna sum my end up in it, and one of the things that was getting to me because I'm going through like health things and stuff, and the amount of days was starting to wear me down. and I just couldn't. I don't think regardless of whether everything went down or not, I was already thinking about you know cutting way back on it because so you do this 6 days a week or 5 days a week, and for 2 hours and then a 2 hour after show. I mean, it starts wearing you down, and if your health's already fucking with you, then it's really gonna fuck with you. So that and it was decided that the format was gonna change, and I just I think our format worked better for both of us, and so to me it wasn't because I know there's a whole other aspect with everyone else in it, but for me personally, I wasn't really involved that much with it all. But if the whole thing's going to change up, I enjoyed the way this particular format was working better. It works better for me schedule wise and content wise. So that's where I stand with it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You
yeah,
know,
yeah. And we were out. We already had. We were planning on doing some stuff like this anyways. But the truth is, we were planning on doing it with respect and dignity. This cat just said like "fuck you," basically, and then went live and played a victim. And he's lucky his pussy ass is so far away. But that's some real female stuff, bro. Real man would just pick up the phone and handle that shit in 5 minutes and be grateful you got cats that were down for you, bro. But that's besides the point. That just needed to be said because if it wasn't said, then all that anybody would know is that we were just some bad guys. And the real truth is we put in hundreds of hours for nothing. So, with no respect. I've been saying it forever. I get no respect, like Rodney Dangerfield. You know what I'm saying? And he chose that fake respect, but he didn't give a shit. You don't come to such a conclusion unless you already thought that shit out. Keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro is already like plotting. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna let them do this, that, the other for me, and then I'm just gonna take it over. Well, that's cool. You could try it. Right now, we have the same amount of people listening as he did when he started the show, and we have 60 followers. We're only 8 minutes in, and this is impromptu.
this
This
is
ain't
piddle.
shit. We love y'all that's listening. I don't know who it is because no one's commented yet, but we love y'all, whoever's listening. Um, we haven't. I haven't gotten no chat. I don't know why it's not letting me get the chat unless no one said anything. If someone's in here, comment in the chat so I know it works. Just say like "what up" or
Hi.
"fuck" or "shit" or something. Anything. Just. And we're not going to be swearing a whole lot and being all raunchy. Don't worry, guys. This is just like an intro to the channel. We're like running off of emotion right now. Um, but anyways, let's get into it, bro. Oh, yeah, I want to say what up to Spark too, bro. Um,
Work.
I'm glad you aren't one of them, bro. He's a real cat. So, what up to Spark? Um, all right. So, remember the damn story we talked about? I don't want to say it. Remember the Kansas City Chiefs? All right, I'm just gonna have to say it because this is a new show. So, to those that don't know, there were, let's see. So there's a Kansas City Chiefs fan who was asleep on the couch for 2 days while friends lay dead in his backyards, lawyer says. The football fan who hosted a party that ended up with three of his friends dead at his Kansas City rental property was asleep on the couch for 2 days while their loved ones frantically tried to contact him, his lawyer said. David Harrington, 37, Ricky Johnson, 38, and Clayton McGeeney, 36, had gathered at their house and rented by Jordan Willis on the afternoon of January 7th to watch their favorite football team play their last game of the regular season. The three visitors were found dead at the Northwest 83rd Terrace home 2 days later, and only after the fiance of one of the victims broke into his house and found the bodies, according to a friend's Facebook post. He was asleep. He was asleep on the couch. The last memory he has of them leaving out the front door, he doesn't know what happened. Um, with them until when the police came Tuesday night to his house, Willis's lawyer said. All right, let's just leave it right there. Let's start right there. Homeboy was sleeping on the couch. I'm gonna assume so. They played. It was the Chiefs versus I can't remember who they played, but it was like a cold day out. It was one of the last games of the season. I mean, it was cold out, right? But they walked out the front door. And that's what he remembers, right? How are they found
Right.
frozen to death in the back?
Right. Just in the
Yeah, they
backyard.
were found
Right.
frozen. So yeah, because they were found no foul play. They were not investigating his client and no connection to the bizarre and inexplainable deaths. They said there was no foul play. They don't suspect it, and it's not treated as a homicide investigation. This case is 100% not being investigated as a homicide, Kansas City Police Chief Jake Bashiniana told Fox
Hmm.
News Digital. And if you see the picture, and I will post these things in the next videos, I will be showing this stuff. Like the dudes that were found were very what's the word, bro? They were very they were
Inebriated.
well fed.
Oh.
Well, they were well mannered. They didn't
Right.
look like just your
Oh.
dumbass person that's gonna go dude's got some AIs on, bro.
Right.
The other dude, dude, you don't just walk out the front door and be found dead in the back door. That's not how life works.
Did they do any toxicology reports?
Well, that's a good question. So here's the next. So there's a three-parter to this because I had to refresh it. So I just refreshed you guys of what actually happened. Okay. So then, hold on. So then, parents of Chiefs fan found frozen to death alongside two friends in yard think trio was drugged. Dragged outside by scientist pal, he concocted something. So the dude on the couch was a scientist.
Huh.
The family of one of the three Kansas City Chiefs fans, found dead under mysterious circumstances in a friend's snowy yard, was wildly suggested they could have been drugged and left for dead. Ricky Johnson, father, made the explosive, unfounded allegation, even as cops made clear they are not treating the deaths as suspicious and have stressed that it is not yet clear whether drink or drugs were involved. So hold on a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's not clear. So you haven't given them a toxicology, but you rolled people out?
Right.
That's dude. Are we living in an ass backwards world? What's going on here?
Yeah, you'd
I
think
mean,
that. I mean, I know the results take forever to get back, but still, they wouldn't rule it out. You know what
you
I'm
shouldn't
saying?
rule anything out until you know,
Right.
right?
Right.
So the friend inside the house, he's a respected, and that I'm going to use that word very loosely, HIV data scientist, Jordan Willis, who also strenuously denied knowing anything about the plight of his three dying friends, maintaining he was asleep inside with headphones on. So again, this dude is a respected HIV data scientist. So he's got to be somewhat, he's not a full blown retard, right? And
Right.
like
Yeah, he's got
people
some.
that, do shit, hang out with hang out with like minded
Like,
people, right?
right. Exactly.
So that would probably mean these dudes weren't like dumb, right?
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, you don't see. Yeah, you don't see someone who's not typically anyway. See someone who's you know a quote unquote scientist that hangs around a bunch of riffraff.
well, here's what his dad said. Rick Johnson Sr., so that was his, junior that had passed. He said his 38-year-old son was not irresponsible and would not have gone outside in the snow without a coat to freeze to death, along with his friends David and Clayton. I believe he drugged them, dragged them outside, and waited 2 days to call the police. And the attorney trashed the
Yeah, I mean,
claim as ridiculous. He may have done some drugs and stuff in the past, but I do not believe all three of them did drugs and fell over dead in the backyard, Sr. said. And of his son, who had three children of his own. So this dude had three kids. This dude had no reason to go out and die in the backyard, bro. He was just trying to watch a football game. I truly believe that.
yeah,
I honestly, truly believe that. When I'm looking at this story, I'm looking at the people. I truly believe these cats were just chilling to watch the game, and that fucking dude had to have drugged them. Had to. I mean, how else do you end up dead in the backyard?
right,
No,
right. No,
seriously. I mean, like,
well,
I get what the dad's saying. I mean, I'm with the mom. The mom's saying the same thing. I, I agree with the parents here, dude. How again? How could this have happened? What do you say? How could this have happened? Can't hear you. I think your mic's messing.
even if so, even if you had it, hello,
Yeah, you're better now.
okay, but yeah, even if you're investigating it, just like me as a regular person, I wouldn't be. I couldn't rule that out. You know, it's like be like, oh no, nothing, nothing askew here. You know, no way, dude. That
Yeah.
sounds all around fishy. How I wonder how wealthy this dude is and how much influence he had on, or you know, because he could have a rich dad that's, you know, got ties, you know, so swept under the rug thing.
Well, dun dun dun. There's
Done.
even another. There's even another twist to the plot. There's a third new story because see, we started this story like yesterday. You dig? So like I actually made this story early for the other, you know? So like
Right.
as a newsman, I follow up on things and how we got updates. That's why I keep coming up with these updates. Because remember we had our first opinion and I think it jives with so anyways, mystery deepens as the fifth friend at the Chiefs gathering claims fans found frozen to death in backyard were inside watching Jeopardy when he left. So again,
Yeah. They're intelligent cats if you're watching
yeah,
Jeopardy.
thank you, bro. You're picking up what I'm putting down, man. I love it. I love it. Okay, a fifth friend has come forward claiming he was present at the Kansas City Chiefs watch party that resulted in three men freezing to death in their pal's backyard. It has revealed new details about the trio's final hours. The man told the outlet that when he left the home, Willis and the other three friends were still awake. The man also stressed that he was not the last person to see Harrington, Johnson, and McGreeny live before they froze to death in Willis's yard and went unnoticed for 2 days. The fifth individual had arrived at the house at about 7 p.m. and left at midnight. His attorney said when he left, the other men were up watching Jeopardy and indicating that the three victims were still alive in the early hours of Monday. Taig's version of events contradicts Picerno's statement, which insists that Willis saw the four friends go out the front door while he was sleeping on the couch.
Hmm. That's a weird one, dude. That is definitely a weird one. I mean, I can see. I'm not seeing any. Um, I'm seeing foul play. I'm not seeing, or either that or accidental overdose type thing and trying to hide it. But I'm not seeing anything like paranormal or anything like that about it. But it's kind of funny because
No, but there's something foul to it, though.
yeah, there's oh yeah,
There's some foul play involved.
yeah, and it
The
was
dudes didn't just go die in the backyard.
yeah. It's not like they were like, oh, let's just go hang out there until we, let's play hypothermia or let's see hypothermia go seek. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, 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 right. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. So yeah, that's that. I don't care about that right now. Let's see. Can get to that in a minute. Dude, that one's pretty raunchy for the first show, maybe. But
it's actually
this,
kind of funny though, because the little topic or little story I had for today is going to kind of line into that kind of same subject. So it's pretty
good.
cool.
I have something that where I think you're gonna talk about. I'll save that story for last. It's about a chick that has a whole bunch of decapitated shit. So, anyways, trans man who had mastectomy discovered to be 5 months pregnant, making rare seahorse dad. Have you ever heard of that term before? Have you ever been called a seahorse dad? Huh?
Not out.
What the hell
This,
is a seahorse dad? Can you
no,
help?
no, sure haven't.
Sorry, guys. I had to get up in mid show because I'm like, something's off here. I feel off. Like, something isn't right. I didn't drink no damn coffee before the show. I knew it. I'm like, man, I'm not going to. I'm ADD, you guys. So like reading things and like all that. I'm ADD as hell. That's why I drink like a swig or two of coffee, and I can do it like a champ. But boy, man, I can't see
Right.
nothing. I can't read nothing. I'm just ADD otherwise. I could read, but to myself, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now you need your spinach, bruh.
Yeah. Here we go.
I need.
Woo, woo. No, I'm joking. Ah, that's starting to taste weak. Remember that geeked out stuff I've been drinking?
Yeah, yeah,
It ain't geeking me out no more.
yeah. You're building the tolerance, bruh.
Mm,
Then you're gonna be like Jen and drinking freaking 9 Red Bulls a day,
mm-mm. I'll never drink a Red Bull.
dude. She drinks that stuff like it's going out of
Nah,
style.
nah.
Like, yeah, she'll literally be like, I'll be like, you want me to pick up anything on your way home? Like right before she goes to bed. She's like, yeah, just grab me a Red Bull. Like
Yeah,
slam a
no.
whole bowl
I'm good
and
on
get
the
ready.
Red Bulls, bro. There's some shit in Red Bulls that will kill you, give you cancer. I'm good.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
I'm
Yeah, I tell
Gucci.
her that like you're full of it, and I'm like, no, dude, I'm telling you, it's
Oh
real.
yeah. Hey man,
Same with the same with
does this
sugar
trigger
free.
you?
Yeah, I'm like sugar free stuff too, babe. Aspartame. She's like, no, sugar free's. I'm
Sugar free's
like,
not good, man. Diet Coke and that. Yo, if you drink, bro.
yeah, and fat,
Ah, NASA baby,
yeah, NASA. Yeah,
NASA. All I see is a snake tongue there. What do you see?
that's what I see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
NASA's liars, liars,
ever,
liars. I wore this in regards to the liars.
yeah.
What's up,
Once I
bro?
see it, never. It's just too easy. Of
So, anyways, were we talking about some seahorse or something? What the fuck were we talking about?
course, Dad. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me reveal a little more of this. Hold on, then you can get into the ridiculousness because you ain't even heard shit. A transgender man who underwent a mastectomy while transitioning in Italy was found to be 5 months pregnant, joining a rare group of so-called seahorse dads. Okay, if you were to read that first paragraph, I needed that damn coffee. I knew it. I needed it. I needed that little extra spunk, baby. But nah, if you were to read that first paragraph, you would think there's a real dude that had a damn baby, right? Am I right?
Right. Yeah.
Joining a rare group of so-called seahorse dads. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Anyways, the parent to be referred to only as Marco in Italian media already has had your mic's going out again.
Here's what.
Wow, wow, wow.
Now, can you hear me now?
Now I can.
All
Start
right.
going robot on me. I'm like, is he AI? Sometimes I think you're AI because you're so damn intelligent. I'm like, I think this dude might be Chat GPT. Like, I think he's got some Chat GPT downloaded. He got that mark. That's
No,
what I've been thinking sometimes. I think our chat's not working today, bro. Because I know people would have been commenting by now, and we're not getting no comments. So I don't think we're having a chat, guys. So we're not leaving anybody out that's popped in or does. I just can't see the chat. I don't know
yeah,
if I set it up right.
I'm not seeing it. And even like if I,
No, what I can try to do is I could try. Eh, it's all good. I'll do that when I'm done doing this. When we do the next thing, I'll try to figure it out. But I was gonna go live on my laptop, like I said. It'll be easy. But and I seen the chat. I had everything all lined up, but I couldn't figure out how to send him the link. It's the story of my life. I can never figure out how to send that damn link. If I
yeah,
could
because,
just.
oh, there we go. Chat. Bam.
There you are, Ryan. What up, homie? How you doing, brother? I miss you, man. Hope all is well, man. You looking good on Facebook, brother. I love you. Anyways, dude. So this tranny dude, right? The parent to be referred to only as Marco in Italian media already had a breast removal op and was preparing to get rid of the uterus when the pregnancy was discovered at the hospital in Rome. So here, let's now break that down. This is gonna be like kind of funny in a way, not funny, just weird. So um, to be that means this chick was having sex with a dude before turning into a dude.
Right.
Because there's
Yeah.
no way, you know what I'm saying? So the female was
Yeah.
having sex with the dude got knocked up, and then was preparing to be a dude.
Right, but don't you have to? Well, never mind. I don't want to speak at it,
They were
but
preparing to get rid of the uterus when the pregnancy was discovered.
I could have swore you had to go through like like certain amount of steps. Like you had to go see psychiatrists to make sure that you're really wanting to be a dude, and
Well,
all that
I'm
stuff, or what?
sure. I don't know what Italy is with their like super liberal ass shit. I don't know how they
Yeah,
rock and roll. I have to look more into it. But like, I
yeah, no,
think a lot of these psychiatrists that they're going to see, it's no different than like maybe trying to get your weed card or something. Like, if you want to get it done, you can find the doctor you need to get it done.
right, right. Now that you reminded me of it's Italy, it's a whole other country.
Like, yeah. So
But
th- there you
like,
go.
I guess that just goes to show that like no matter what you identify as, you can still have a baby.
Which goes to show that you can claim you're a dude all you want, but if you have a uterus, guess what? If some dudes does what they do,
Anyway,
Sparky, what up, brother man? There comes the chat, finally. I was wondering if we had it going or not. Um, but yeah, at the end of the day, though, um,
yep.
I
At the end of
wonder
the
if
day,
she's gonna keep it.
I
I'm
no
trying to
clue,
read to
dude.
see if they it's difficult to talk about it in abstract terms, but all depends on the timing, on the suspension of the dosages, testosterone. Bro, unfortunately, dude, it's probably not going to be the best
Out.
baby. But they're calling it a seahorse, dad, so it sounds like they're going to have it. Transgender men who carry babies will be the child's wait, whoa. Marco will be the child's biological mom, but will legally be the dad. Stop it. Stop it. You can fucking play games with me for a minute there. We could play dummy for a while, but that's where we just draw the fucking line, okay? Who the who the Motherfangul, okay?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. No, don't get it twisted, man. I don't care what grown ass people do with their own bodies and stuff like that, but it's just when you come across something like this, it sounds so freaking ludicrous. Like it goes to show you that there's so many different complications that you can come into when by making decisions like this. You know what I'm saying? But to each their own. I almost wish there wasn't a kid involved in the story. That'd be a lot funnier. But
Well, here's the answer to why they're called so the term is derived from the fact that among wow,
yeah,
that geeked out coffee seriously works, yo.
yeah. Uh, the seahorses are the only species that the males have the babies, or one of the
Um,
only.
anyway, so this dude, the term is derived from the fact that among seahorses, the males carry and give birth to
Right.
their young, right? Well, in Italy,
Yeah.
believe it or not, the law permits abortion only after 90 days, only in cases of serious fetal defects or significant health risk. Well, I bet you they could probably consider that one if these people are psycho enough to do the surgery. So, if they're crazy enough to call the mom dad and the dad mom, th- No, I bet you they're gonna keep this baby out of spite, bro.
Well, I don't have a choice if it's after 90 days, right? Because she's already 5 months pregnant.
Unless there's some medical.
Right, right. Unless it's like in danger to the mother or the child type thing.
I think
That's what,
there's.
that's what I would.
So, it will be a shock. Hold on. Italian law. We said that. Gender dystopia. If Marco's pregnancy gives ahead, Marco will find himself to be both a biological mother and a legal father. It will be a shock here. Same sex families are still without rights. Just imagine a child born in such a special circumstance. Tony Brandy, president of Pro Vida of Familia, a conservative Catholic foundation, said he hoped Marco would decide to halt his therapy permanently. The gender fluidity theory is total madness. It's against science and against nature, Brandy said. This case is a challenge for gender theories because it shows a woman is a woman. If I perceive myself to be a woman tomorrow, it doesn't make me capable of being a child, he added.
Bearing a child.
Bearing a child. Thank you. Several transgender males have given birth in the US, but the case is believed to be unprecedented in Italy. So there's all types of seahorse dads in America, of course, bro. Of course. Are you shocked?
Like I said, that's just, it's one of those that it's like, aha, explain that one. Thought you were a chick. I mean, I thought you were a dude. You know,
Right.
like, yeah, this ain't the movie Junior with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Spark said
Come
it
on.
well. I mean, how are you a man and getting cream pie and getting pregnant? Like, bro, it's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, how do you get if a guy does his thing inside of you and you get pregnant, you can't call yourself a man,
right. That's what
right?
I.
Can we all agree on
Yeah,
that? No matter where you stand on any side, can we at least agree on that?
yeah, I agree. Because the whole, that's the same as the, like we were saying the other day about, oh, I identify as being above retirement age, so I should get my Social Security. You know, it doesn't work that way. Like, call yourself what you are, but don't pretend to be something you're not. You know what I mean? If you're
Well,
trans, then you're trans, but you're not actually. You didn't actually change genders. It's not like, you know, that's biology. And if someone digs your bones up 1,000 years from now, they're going to dig up the bones of a male. You know what I mean? Regardless of what you thought you or felt that you were. That's
that's
just that's just the way it is. Sorry and shit, but
well said. No, that's true. Like you cannot if they test your DNA, if you go missing, right, and you're dead and you're decaying somewhere, and
right,
they go test your DNA, they're not gonna be like, "Oh, this is a trans man." No, they're gonna say, "This is a woman."
right, right,
All that
absolutely,
shit gets thrown out. All that shit gets thrown right out. I'm just saying, if you wanna be real about it. And, like, I have one more topic on this. I'm not trying to beat this topic up. I'm actually gonna skip one of them, but I got this one. It's important to kinda talk about. Some of the people that are watching are from Ohio. And we had this big election back in November where they basically made it to where they passed this agenda one where kids it basically was giving kids the rights to go do shit without their parents' permission, meaning like take transitioning stuff. But that's not what they were selling the bill as. They were selling it as like your body, your rights, abortion type stuff, right?
right,
But the real thing was is they were like trying to usher in the like the trans athletes and like the gender changing for minors, and then what really it's going to lead to is these sick ass uh, politicians and people running our country to diddle little kids legally. I mean, that's where it's heading to. We're not all the way there, but that's what the start of this is. And already, so the Ohio Senate overrides a Republican bill that Mike DeWine, the governor here, he vetoed. I'm kind of confused on it, so I'm gonna read it real fast. I'm like, I thought he was when he vetoed it. That was like him going against what he ran for or whatever, what the state wanted, and it is. So the state voted 23-9 to allow gender changing services for minors and allowing men to participate in women's sports. Okay. And he prohibited doctors from prescribing puberty blockers to minors and performing gender reassignment surgeries on people under 18. Like that's what we had going on here in Ohio, and then they passed this law. And once they passed this law, it allowed anybody, like bro, anybody, and they could go and do this with. So Ohio Bill 868, doctor prescribing hormones and puberty blockers for minors from the legislation also bars transgender males from playing on the high school and college sports team consistent with their genders and identity. But they changed that in December when we had the vote. Well, Mike DeWine, he voted, he signed the executive order, but they ended up, and people were giving them crap because it wasn't what the people wanted, what we voted on, which I voted against it 1,000%. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the Republicans and Democrats came together and decided that they're gonna let it happen, bro.
So, wait, that to me is even weirder than, or not weird, but
So okay, so we were a heartbeat bill type state, right? Meaning like you couldn't get a abortion past the heartbeat. Like once you heard the heartbeat, it was considered
right,
life. So in November we had this special election, and in that special election we voted to to change that so that you can get an abortion whenever you want here in Ohio. That went through. But in that same bill, there was so much pork fat in there that added this whole gender fluid, the whole gender changing, it's because it all had to do with Planned Parenthood and funding and all that type of stuff. And it basically, what it does is these kids can now go to Planned Parenthood, start this gender reassignment without the permission of parents. Before, you had to be 18 to do it.
right,
Now you don't have to be 18.
dude. But you can't even go get freaking antibiotics from a doctor without your parents.
You can't even go buy cigarettes in Ohio till you're 21.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, I'm just saying, any other medical condition. So just sticking with the medical part, like you can't you can't even see the doctor without your parents' signature, and them allowing giving what is that the the waiver that's saying that you're giving your child permission to be seen by the doctor in the first place.
That's definitely not Spark in the chat. That's definitely not Spark. Yeah. Whatever, fake ass motherfucker. Yeah, the priorities are messed up, bro. But yeah, at the end of the day, though, it's quite a profit. The hospitals are pushing these procedures to teenagers and children that are not capable of making these life-altering decisions because it's a moneymaker, man. And then these kids turn into a mess when they get older, and it's crazy to me, you know.
Right.
Um,
Well, like I've said before, man. I mean, like whenever it comes to permanent, irreversible, I don't care what it is. I don't care if you're talking about splitting your tongue. I don't care if you're talking about if you're a minor, then if it's irreversible, something. I mean, if you want to dress like whatever, fine. But if you're talking about chopping body parts off and reassignment surgery or doing things that are actually going to change your body, you need to be like a grown adult to actually go with that.
But dude,
You know,
no, not just that, but what about the fact that they're playing sports with these girls, man? These dudes are playing
That-
sports with these chicks, bro.
no, that to me, yeah, that's we were talking about that one swimmer dude with the
Right,
oh,
right. From
8 year,
Canada, the damn professor.
yeah, no, yeah, man, it's getting really, it becomes the line where self identification and an agenda is getting muddled. So now it's about, like you said, it's about Planned Parenthood. It's about the bread. It's about you know it's about grants, and it's not really about what's best for the family. It's a monetary issue, and so whatever law they pass, and what trips me as what caught me off guard when you first said it was, I hate how the fact that everything is going where the public votes for it and the public gets a majority say so in it, and they just go, nah, forget y'all, we don't care, we're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but dude, but in this case though, and I'm with you, and I think that's fucked up, right? But
right,
in this case, the public voted for them to be able to get abortion whenever they want. They voted for the kids to get their wings chopped off
right,
as a child. And
right,
honestly, it was, in my opinion, if you know Ohio, well, no, 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 it's a fact, it's not an opinion. If you pull up the map, it was only Columbus and Cleveland and like Youngstown or something that voted for it, and the rest of the state voted against it. But because it was two of the biggest cities,
right, yeah,
they ended up doing it because it was like they changed the rules of voting here for some reason
yeah,
for it. It
yeah,
was a special election.
like the
So the
electoral,
majority of the people here actually are against it, but the vote says that we're for it, right?
right.
So they
That's
called it in like 10 minutes. It's really, really, really crazy, bro.
yeah, that's a
Really
whole
a weird situation, man. It's a whole different ball game when you're talking that, and like Texas, where you're at, here in Ohio, we're big on our sports, dude. We're big on our football. We're big on wrestling, basketball. Like for them, like they're strict on. My point is, we're very strict on the rules for high school sports. So that for them to go so radical as to allowing dudes to play women's sports is, or girls sports per se, is radical to me.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
yeah, yeah, dude, yeah, like, yeah. I mean, I could bring up a bunch of examples, but yeah, like that MMA fighter knocking chicks out because as
Right.
and
Exactly.
that
Exactly. Or that, there's plenty of examples. I mean, dude, even the fact that the high school boys can beat the women's national soccer team by like 16 goals shows you how men just dominate. It's nothing against women. Men are just, we have something called testosterone. I mean,
yeah,
it just is what it is. Nothing against anybody, you
yeah.
know.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing as they did uh, in boxing originally. That's why you had weight classes and you had stuff like that. So because it's an unfair advantage to put some little featherweight in with a heavyweight. So it's a class just like any other class. So I mean, if if the transes that were men and then identify as women, if that was their its own class, then you're still having an equality there as far as the strength and force. You know what I mean? And then same with vice versa. Yeah, it doesn't mean that you can't be a part of it or you can't participate in it, but stick with your own kind. Like if there are two trans women, then go have the trans women go at it. If trans men have the trans men go at it. You know what I mean? And because it's fair. That's the way I personally. That's just the way I see it. Because man, like I don't know if y'all ever seen that one with that martial or mixed martial arts chick. Like she is
I
just
did.
she is giving everything she's got, just dotting that dude up over and over and over and over, and it just doesn't phase. Like he's just like, yeah,
She was
you,
crying afterwards. Like, dude choked her out.
yeah. It's like, yeah, you hit like a girl.
Like, literally choked her out, and she was crying. Like, I had
Yeah,
to fight a guy. Like,
yeah,
I think Spark said it to me best. Spark was like, if I were the chicks, I just would band together and not.
right,
I wouldn't even let him in. I would be like, all right, we all need to band together and say this shit's dead unless this dude's the fuck up out of here.
right, right.
This dude's got to go, bro. Go play with the dudes, man. Or I've heard this and I agree. Or dude, there needs to be a listen. You want to have your tranny third bathroom? We need to have a tranny third league. If these people want to play sports, they need to make a special league for special people that have balls and tits,
Right.
and let
Yeah,
them play it out with each other.
yeah. There's got to be some kind of common, like
There's got to be a middle
uh,
ground to it all, right?
right.
Well, do you want to laugh at something, or do you want something more serious? What's up? Well, do you want to talk about the migrants and with Texas and? Well, I mean, it's what do we want to talk about? Do you want to talk about
Yeah. Now,
um the migrants in Texas, and then what's going on with the board with at the airports?
yeah.
Or do
Well,
you want to talk about the excessive farting passenger? Remember that one? Um,
now I'll touch down on the Texas thing. I think it's. I mean, I think there's a sham in all politics, but it tripped me out how Arizona just got on board today, and they're pulling the same thing as Texas, and they're kicking all the federal border agents out. They're using the Arizona um, National Guard, and they're moving in there. And then they identified that one dude that said that y'all don't know who I am, but y'all are gonna know. And he's a known freaking terrorist from the Middle East. They like identified this cat. He's like been ranting like Bin Laden. So it's like y'all just let that dude right on through on camera, threatening the national security, and the federal administration still ain't doing nothing about it. So now the the um, state law its job on keeping people. And if you coming through, on the back road, then that's illegal in any state. And don't even get me started on how other countries deal with their immigration laws and their borders, because you won't you won't cross. That's all
so
there is to it.
they actually
There's
took it
there's
down,
some
though, right?
countries out there that
They took the razor wire down, right?
nope, they're still not letting them in. They're telling I don't care what you say,
So is it?
come and take.
So it's a battle of Greg Abbott
Right.
and
And
your governor and the
now
Biden administration. They're going
and
at it. Biden administration's telling National Guard or whoever's guarding the Homeland Security, go ahead, pull the shit, and Abbott's saying no, right?
Yeah. So yeah,
Doesn't
and
the
now
governor hold more power than anybody though?
in state, yeah.
I mean, no, in federal too. Isn't it up to the governor? Like during the
Well,
pandemic, like it
it's
was
up.
now was that just because the president Trump was leaving it up to the governors?
No, well, state governor has authority to hold state law over federal law. That's why you have legalized marijuana in certain states, even though it's still federally, it's still illegal. But they
I
won't let
got,
you. Yeah. So,
I
but
got.
then another thing that I heard though was what they didn't really pass. The so the Supreme Court ruled 5-4 or whatever, that yes, the federal border agency does have the authority to go there and cut the razor wire up and blah blah blah, but you have in order to go in there. It'd be like the same as the feds coming in and raiding a dispensary. They go, no, it's illegal, but then they go, hey man, you're gonna have to come up with a law that subjugates or overrides state law, and they don't have that yet. So they got the permission slip, but they don't have the means to do it. They still can't. It's like you still can't break into the school yet, but you can send a permission slip saying, little Timmy doesn't have to go to
You're
school anymore. But until you can actually go in there and physically take them out, then you're just gonna have to sit on it.
gonna have to eat a bag of D's.
Hmm.
A bag of big D's is what.
And now they're easy to find with all this organ harvesting. So
Yeah. Well, that's part. So then, look, dude. So then, look, man. So I feel like there's such an agenda because they're coming at such an alarming rate. They're a lot of them are at fighting ages. Most of them are men. And this isn't me being conspiratorial or opinionated. This is just what I've seen. Anybody want to correct me? Please do that. But that being said, they're being shipped now. Like they took, we already talked about. They took kids out of school and filled the school up with illegal immigrants. They've
right,
taken vets. What are they called?
yeah, the
VAs,
homeless,
the VAs and stuff, or the homeless vets. They kicked all them out,
right,
and they've kicked elderly out, nursing homes to fill. And they even housed in one, I think it was New York or Chicago, they even housed illegals in the gym while the kids were still going to school.
yeah, that was in New York.
You
Yeah,
know?
and I actually saw something that blew me away today. Is it was I want to say it was the mayor, somewhere in New York. I want to say like Harlem or one of those spots up there, and she said that they have plenty of room for the migrants if they want to come over because it'll help their citywide demographic and taxes. So they because they'll get a federal grant for housing. So she was basically saying, yeah, if we can make money off of it, then bring them on in. We got plenty of room because that'll help our numbers. So now it's the agenda's right there and it's hidden in plain sight. It's not even hidden. It's thrown in your face in plain sight and no one's questioning the narrative. Like, is that what it really is to bring certain numbers into certain areas for um, population purposes, tax purposes, economic growth, as far and also electoral purposes? You know what I mean? So it's right there, man. It's just you can reach out and touch the shit.
Yeah. There's so many, yeah, it's multifaceted what's going on right now. And it's not what people think. It's not like just Mexicans coming over the border. Like, bro, that's not really what we're seeing here.
Nah, yeah. If you look at that, that was called the passport pile. The federal agents, they're telling them, yeah, just throw your passports here before you come in. That way, no one will know where you're from. And and there's a whole freaking pile, man. It looks like Scrooge McDuck's gold pile.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. Scrooge McDuck's cold golden. Uh,
Women in that shit.
so right now they've got Boston now involved, and Boston International Airport is full of cops, full of illegals sleeping in the airports. That's the third airport. So O'Hare Airport, New York Airport, and now um Boston Airport, International Airport. There's just a bunch of illegals sleeping on cots. And I saw in Chicago they had to hire a police force just to be able to police the illegals that came in because they now got their hands on guns and drugs and they're busting them with drugs and guns now, like left and right. Which we all knew that would happen, I mean, I'm not too shocked. Are you shocked? Like, you can get guns and drugs here with no problem. You don't have to really even be able to speak the language.
I'm fine, babe. I don't know why I hold my phone like this every night. You move your elbow.
Say hello to her for me. Hello, Jennifer. How are you doing tonight?
Keep it moving.
Did you say you're
Keep it moving.
baked?
She said it's another day. Keep it moving till bedtime.
I hear you, Mama. I hear you. I hear you. It's not just another day. It's just another fucking day. I hear you. I'm baked though. I'm pretty baked myself personally. I'm relaxed. These edibles are pretty good. But anyways, man, yeah, dude, it's just it's a weird situation. 2024's got a lot of weird stuff going on right now, and you know, it just keeps getting weirder on us.
Yeah. Oh shit.
You know,
Yeah.
uh, I
I'm
had
trying.
I
I'm not sitting here holding it the whole damn time.
Hold that for a second. I'll get it.
Even though I
what
hold it, yeah, this time.
I have a couple more if you want, or like I was gonna do the one kind of lead you up to what you I don't know what you had. I have no idea what you have to say,
Yeah.
but what's that mean?
Just nothing. Just like I'm
You
like,
don't
yeah,
want to do it,
know what I
or
got.
yeah, I don't even know, but I'm really interested in what you guys say. I'm about to see exactly how far we are into it. I like to do like about an hour ish, and then but this isn't like this is not this is just like let's just do something. So there's really no it is what it is. I don't need an itinerary. Oh, my vagina itches. Nobody told me, but my vag itches. Mama, come itch my vaggie, please. Okay. Anyways, back to the news. Sorry, I had to go feed Marley, so he'd leave me alone. Um, let's talk. So we could talk about
Go ahead, use it. I just trying to help you.
Yeah. Shit.
Okay. I'll hold you.
I'll hold my phone. Trying
sever.
to make.
We
Go
could
ahead.
we could talk about severed head and limbs found in an NYC fridge. We could talk about the Moscow meat wave.
That's a good one.
Okay, let's talk about that one.
But heat wave just sounds awesome.
Sounds like a gay man's fantasy.
Or a chicks.
Or
I,
chicks. You're right, and they're on a meat wave. Well,
on the
anyways,
way.
Moscow's meat wave tactic litters Ukraine battlefield with frozen corpses of Russian troops, says the Ukrainians. I don't believe shit they say. Russia is using a meat wave strategy that sends scores of poorly trained soldiers to die in the front lines against Ukraine to clear a path for the Kremlin's. Wait, whoa, whoa. This is different than what I thought it was. Or maybe I'm wrong. The Kremlin's more valuable elite units then abandons their frozen corpses on the battlefield. Just go and die.
Right.
I don't know. Do you believe anything that comes out of the Ukraine?
And I find it hard to believe anything that comes out of anywhere, really, to be honest with you, man.
Russia or the Ukraine or any of this
Or
stuff? Do
America.
you really believe anything they really, really have to say? They
Bro,
always blame. I'm gonna be honest, you guys. You know, this is a show where we keep it 100. I don't have an issue with Putin, bro. I don't have an issue with the guy. I don't love him, but I don't have an issue with him. I think he's commendable. I like how he rules with an iron fist. That's how I would rule. If I was president, I'd be just like him, bro. Get caught doing stupid shit, we're just gonna fucking put you out, bro. I'm with him. I like that. Now, is that America? No. Is that how it'll ever happen? Maybe, but I doubt it. But if I ever did get president, y'all better watch out. I'm just saying, y'all
yeah,
have. I'll be. It'll be a short leash for me. I let everybody just be the judge, jury, and executioner. All it takes is a little video, and you can do what you do.
I'll put it this way: like I watched, I never really had a dog in the fight because I just always looked at it as two uh, economic powers going against each other type stuff. But I did take my time, and there was like a let's say it was like a 4 day interview that they did with Putin, and they aired it. It was like a big deal. Like they put it on, and it was a 4 part piece, and like that dude, he reminded me of a straight up gangster. You know what I mean? Like he's like, nah, if y'all try something, we'll talking about America. Like our nukes are bigger. Well, go ahead, step up. If you do, we'll shut you down. But and he was like intense and hardcore about it, and just absolutely non-wavering, didn't give a fuck. Like what you thought about it. He's just speaking to you what I'll do if you do this. And to me, personally, growing up the way I did, I respect a gangster that's just telling you straight, yeah, I will kill you if you cross me, versus someone who's
A
gonna
sneaky little bastard that's gonna pop you in the back of
right,
the head while you're in the car with them hanging out.
yeah, exactly. If you're straight up and you're like, dude, if you run off with my money, that's it, dude. And then instead of being like, nah, man, it's cool, and then before you know it,
Some
yeah,
weird stuff
yeah,
happens. Right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna read the
I
story of what happened with this. I think we've the headline said it. I'd read enough of it. Think it's. I think we could agree that it's just what propaganda at this point.
yeah. I think and and like one of the things I've always kind of subscribed to is, kind of like the uh, kind of like a lot of the theories about stuff, you know what I mean, or like conspiracies about stuff is like, dude, how do we even know? Like, I've never been to Russia. Like, how do we even know there's even a war going? It could all be a CGI freaking, you know, political push. There could not be. There might not even be a Russia. That could be like like 200 miles north of Ohio, and we'd never know it. You know what I mean? Like, unless you wouldn't took yourself there. And I know that sounds ridiculous because yes, a lot of people go and they've been there, blah blah blah. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to, you ever see that movie Wag the Dog? And it was about like
Yeah.
the whole fake, Asian war or whatever. It was like Vietnam all over again, but it was actually just all political propaganda, and that place was never didn't even really exist. It was just they just would be like, um, you know, Klinglong Lo China war, civil war is going on. And you're like, okay, like okay,
Right.
I suppose
Right. No.
yeah. How am I supposed to argue with a narrative I can't even prove exists in the first place? That's why, like, when it comes to a lot of the subjects we discuss, it always ends in a question. It doesn't, there's no, this is exactly how it is. This is Bigfoot for sure. This is aliens for sure. It's like, could it be? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. And that's really how it is. Because unless you see it with your own two eyes, man, I don't believe nothing of what you hear and only half of what you see. You know,
Ah, even
'Cause-
what you see can be tricky.
right? Half of what you see. Yep, exactly.
So this conversation's about to take a huge like. But who's Jesse Jane, bro?
Jessie Jane, the porn star.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was big in the what I'd say mid 2000s. Yeah, I had a huge crush on that chick.
Did you hear about what happened to her?
No.
Oh, well, Jesse Jane and her boyfriend were found dead in suspected drug overdoses. Yeah.
Man,
Unfortunately, porn star turned actress Jessie Jane. She was hot, to be
she was
honest.
mad. Dude.
She was found dead along with her boyfriend. This is kind of a weird call, for real. This is a weird story. Of a suspected drug overdose. The bodies of Jane and Brett Hassamush were discovered by officers at a home in Moore, Oklahoma, Wednesday during a welfare check. They had been late. They don't know how long. Jane was born in Fort Worth, Texas.
Yep.
Appeared in more than 100 porn. She was on Playboy TV and was a host.
She's
She was
actually she starred in, because it was so good. She starred in the
Entourage.
the only porn ever made that they chopped down to a rated R movie because it was so freaking hot. But they couldn't. They wanted to.
Really?
Yeah, they cut scenes and everything and turned it into, like a Skinamax. But you could. It was called Pirates, and that's it. She was on top of the world, dude. She was like the number one porn star. After she was like the replacement for Jenna Jameson, basically.
She was cute, man. She looked cute. She didn't look like she was super like
Nah,
surgery done. You know
no.
what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't know what happened to her after all that, but
She was
right.
only 38, man. She wasn't that old at all. She died at oh there. She was 43. I'm sorry. She was
Yeah, I'd
43.
say she had to be like a couple years younger than me.
But she still was young. Like I
Oh
don't think 43 is that old. Like she
no,
wasn't like looking like what Madonna's looking like right now.
right, right. But no, if you really look into it, man, that could be a whole freaking hour-long show right there. Is porn stars and mysterious deaths, because they're all over the map, dude. All the way from the freaking 70s, all the way. You could probably like clock two or three of them a year for every year from 1975 to present. Like it's just crazy. They have a very very high death rate, like unusually high.
Huh.
And it's not always drugs, but I mean a lot of times it is, um, because they're on top of the world, and then they get all that, they get all the surgery done, and then and especially back in the day, I remember how like everybody who had plastic surgery on their face back in the day turned looks like a mutant now. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't perfected. So there, and then as soon as you hit a certain age in that industry, you're considered washed up, old, and out with the old in with the new, unless you want to do like MILF or GILF, porn. And so what happens is these people are they're on top of the world, and then all of a sudden now they couldn't get in a freaking movie if they had to, and if they do, they have to take a demeaning role, and so. And now you've been doing it all these years. You got nothing on your resume. You're not considered a real actor. You know what I mean? So like a lot of them go to like B movies, but that don't pay nothing. Like B horror flicks. Like majority of scream queens and the boob girls on B horror flicks, a lot of them are freaking ex porn stars. Because what else are you gonna get? So you take, you know, Halloween Part 22, and you just one of the hot chicks that gets killed. And so their egos blasted by it, their finances are blasted by it because there's no retirement in that industry. So if you didn't save up your bread expecting to get old one day or get kicked out of the industry one day because you're not deemed you're not the next new thing, then now you're facing, you went from millionaire to broke on your ass with no job prospects and severe depression, and along with chemical abuse and all that. It's just, yeah, it's a sad retirement slope, really is.
Well, that's why I don't really care for porn too much, bro. Because I know what it puts these women through. Personally, doesn't turn me on, but I get how people can be. I personally can't get into it.
Yeah, no, I do. I understand, but yeah, I mean, I'm one of them people that I like facets of all of it, like horror movies, freaking, you name it, dude. Like I'll I'll get into it one way or another, and that one, like I think I've mentioned before, like I'll literally, because I watch horror porn, but I'll literally skip the sex scenes. Like I'll just be like, because the rest of the movie is just hilarious. And I'm like, oh, no, now they're getting it on. I've seen that a million times. You know what I mean? Like, what's, all the other stuff going on, and the hilarity of it. Like, Evil Head's one of the funniest freaking porn parodies I've ever seen in my life. Like, literally, I'll literally can sit there and watch it and laugh and skip through sex scenes and laugh some more. It's just great for me. I like it.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot. That
Is it so?
Crystal Hefner, dude. Remember we talked about? I'm not gonna read no story, but remember we were talking about the Hugh Hefner stuff.
Yeah, the
Dude,
wife
they
ex
all came out, bro. All three of them broads came out with their story talking shit on him. But
from the
now
girl
they're
next
like,
door or whatever.
yeah, they all did. All three of them. When you weren't here on Saturday, I did a story, another one. So all three of them came out with their own stories, and like they're all doing a book. The one chick was talking about Hugh's last words, and like they're just trashing that man, bro.
Oh yeah. Well, see,
They
that's what
were
I'm.
like, what's
That's exactly what I was
mhm.
just saying. Same shit.
80-year-old wrinkly balls will give you regrets. All you ladies that are listening out there, think twice. If you're like under 50, 60, you don't need no 80-year-old wrinkly balls.
Yeah,
Just
unless
say,
you're unless
unless you're about to get paid and you're gonna take care of that man and he's cool with it, don't take the weekly
right.
balls, bro.
Unless you were there whenever he was 40 and you were 20 and you've been in
Yeah,
love.
no, 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 no. That's different. That's different. But I'm talking about these broads. She was 18 when she joined the Hefner. When Hefner had already ran through a million 18-year-olds by the time he got to her.
Oh yeah.
He had been through the whole damn gamut. I'm sure. Is that what it is?
Oh yep.
Gambit,
Yeah.
gamut, gamut.
Gambit's an
I'm
X
going
Men. Gambit,
gamut.
uh,
Gosh,
dog,
God, dad gamut. How, nag, damn it. I can't even say it right.
dog.
Nag, damn it. No, there, Bob. No, no. Mercy.
Nah.
Mercy now. When we been seeing, man. Well, I'll do this last one, and then do you want to rock your shit out, or what are you thinking in your brain? Yeah,
Yeah.
are you still
No,
on? All right, cool. So let me do this. I think this will set you up. Now, I just remember you saying something about a headless guy. I don't know what that means because I didn't even look. I didn't even read. I just trust that you'll come with a cool story. And I figured I'd set you up. A severed head and limbs found in NYC fridge may be remains of drug dealer who went missing last year. The severed head and body parts found stashed in plastic bags inside a freezer at a Brooklyn apartment are likely the remains of a local drug dealer who went missing last year, according to the Post. I mean, what? I mean, before I even get even into like, dude, we keep finding all these stories of like dismembered
yeah.
people. Like Jeffrey Dahmer was a novelty back in the day. Now those things are happening like all the time.
Oh yeah. Now it's a facility of them, not just one day.
Yeah, right. No, you're right, dude. Isn't that weird, bro? Like,
Yeah.
but New York's. This is in New York. Like, New York's losing their mind, bro. Like these people are losing their mind, bro. Like seriously. Like this is really, really crazy times that we're living in. Makes you want to just spontaneous combust all over the sidewalk or all over your mother's face. One of the two. I spontaneously busted last night. I was thinking of a topic, and I just spontaneously busted all over my leg. I had to call the investigators in and do a full fucking research. But don't worry though, they had white coats on, and they had an MD by their name, so they're very trustworthy.
Well,
Don't worry.
now you gotta watch out because your leg's gonna be a seahorse, daddy.
Well, the thing is I threw the uterus that was growing on my leg out already,
Right.
so
Right.
now it's just like a graveyard for children. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a big grisly crime scene all
Yeah.
over my leg.
Yeah. It looks like the back of that prison. Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like I should be. Looks like like the back of the Jackson, Mississippi jail. Ah, that's crazy. No, that's right. No, for sure. But yeah. So, anyways, yeah, that's another good topic. It's always what's up with like, we talk about this often, but something about like, oh, I'm an MD. Why do people like want to like bust one over that uh what's the word, that title?
No, I don't know about that, Todd. I think that spawns through
Big
uh, any
pharma liars.
no any kind of authoritative position. People like it used to be that was you know authoritative positions such as politicians or medical doctors or lawyers. It was actually, all that was created originally to be there for the people and to help people. And then once it became a money gambit, this just huge, it became more about the position than it did about the person. Like, right. So like, um, because I was actually asking Doc earlier today about some of my health things and what he thought about it. And he's like, "Oh, you go see a doctor about this, this, and this." And I was like, "Dude, I have no insurance. Like, I can't afford to do that. Like, so now it's no longer about a person that's in need that needs help. Look at like Little House on the Prairie. You got
But let's keep it real. What's the doctor gonna do for you? Give you medicine and get you more fucked up?
right, or at least, yeah. I mean, well, what my thing was, I got to find a doctor because there's no reason, like, whether it's blood chemical or neurological, but I shouldn't like wake up from a nap and be shaking like Michael J. Fox, like literally.
Nah, you shouldn't.
And so
That
I'm,
shouldn't be happening. But I think you need to eat more.
yeah, but then yeah,
We talked about this off air. I think you need to eat more.
yeah,
As you get older and you're diabetic, as someone who doesn't trust the medical world, if I were to diagnose and you as a friend, I would go, well, I would probably cut back on liquor a little, right? Or
yeah,
if you don't cut back on the liquor, you got to eat more food and a little more better shit for yourself to
yeah, yeah.
balance yourself out.
Yeah, it could definitely be something like a dietary or blood sugar,
A
blood pressure.
1000%. It always is. Like, dude, 1000%. You could fix 90% of your health issues just by using God's nature and food rather than some asshole trying to give you pills that you go get filled at a pharmacy that you don't know what the hell's in it, and then
Right.
it causes more side effects, and now you went in with a hurt whatever, like let's say you go in with a hurt, you got a skin problem, and then you walk out with like, your balls hurt, your ass hurts, your back hurts, my eyes are bleeding, I urinate when I piss. I mean, dude, they give you a pill for
Yeah.
your headache. You can't sleep because of the pill for your headache, so they got to give you a sleeping pill for that.
Right.
Then you got to have a food, bro. It's like an endless cycle. Like
Well, yeah.
it's
And see that we got so freaking numb to that shit because, and you remember when it happened, whenever they started coming with all these medicine commercials, and they're like, yeah, take this if you can't sleep, take Proalis or whatever, blah blah blah. Might cause bleeding, death, diarrhea, lung infection,
yeah,
blah, blah, or even
yeah.
death. Go ahead, ask your doctor about it.
Dude, the one that gets me is the one with like, you got psoriasis? Here, take Levitra or whatever the frig it is.
Yeah,
But side effects: dry mouth, anal bleeding, penis shrinkage. Your wife and family will kill you and shoot you. You will be broke and you probably get AIDS, but you will not have itch for your psoriasis anymore. Like
right,
what?
yeah,
Psoriasis? I
yeah,
mean, I
exactly,
understand psoriasis is horrible. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But I also wouldn't take a pill or a cream that I have 800 different side effects. And when I say that, I was joking about the actual side effects. So
yeah,
again, this is just I was joking about the side effects. But there is a psoriasis medication that they advertise on TV all the time, and it does have anal leakage and other things that you don't really need to deal with when you have dry skin.
yeah, yeah. No, but that's
That's
what I'm
all I'm getting at.
saying.
You know what I'm
When
saying?
it comes to the big farm market, like medicines are originally, especially natural ones, were all originally made to help people. Then they became the agenda became to get us addicted to them, right? And then the agenda came to make it to where we can't live without it, or all this. But it's not just the medical industry. Like I said, the legal industry, the political industry, like all these titles. When people have titles, You know, you know, like a freaking plumber, dude. A plumber. Like that used to be to help you if you got, if you needed your freaking water line busted. And now it's like you call them up because your sink's clogged and it's $90 an hour for 4 hours, and you're gonna have to pay $500 because you had a hair clog in your sink. You know what I mean? Like it's not. It's all these titles are no longer about the people. Now they're just about profit, and it's like no,
Yeah, because it is and like they claim to be so smart, but really they're trained to put a
yeah,
band-aid over your problem. They're not healing you. You're
right,
not
right,
healing nobody. It's not like you walk in and they're like, "Oh, well, we have this cream that's gonna take away your psoriasis in like 3 weeks and you're better." No, no, no. You get that by going into the natural remedy book and you start
right,
pulling out coconut oil and you're using different things. And guess what? You do solve these problems and you
right.
don't get these other side effects.
Yeah,
So
that,
doctors are the last fucking thing I want to go see, bro.
yeah,
Especially get advice from a doctor who will go in front of a bunch of people and say they had COVID when they don't even believe it. Or if they do believe it, I don't even know what they fucking believe. But COVID's just crap,
right.
right? So
Yeah.
you're gonna lie as a doctor to your own people, and you're just probably you're just doctrinated doctor.
Well, I mean, they do that with like when I went to school for um, being a computer tech and all that. Like they literally tell you they literally show you how to fix someone's you know computer only to where it needs to be, because if it doesn't break down again, then you're not gonna you don't get paid again, or they don't have to buy this other processor. Or same when I was a young kid, I delivered parts for Dodge or Mopar. You know what I mean? It was actually Mopar, but they did Dodge Rams and stuff. And that was when the Dodge Rams were big. And all the big wigs, they knew. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, that dude, he's gonna need this piece right here because it's made to break down at every 12,000 miles or whatever." So it's like they intentionally make it to break. It's like that one of the first light bulbs is still burning in a freaking museum, and and it's been this since like the 1800s, and it's still burning. It's been on 24/7 for 100 years, over 100 years, and I don't know how many I go through in my house, just in one year. So they could make it to where it's it lasts and it does its job, but no, if your light bulb doesn't burn out, you're not going to buy a new one. So we'll make them to where they pop every 3 months and keep the cash flow coming. And that's where it's bad. It's where that's what sickens me about um, how humanity has gone. It's no longer about helping your fellow man. It's about making something off of them, and that to me is just despicable. I mean, I understand we all got to do our thing, but there's no excuse for actually hindering a fellow human being whenever it's not bothering you one bit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
make your product, sell it, but make sure that it's the best product it can be, so that you're not ripping your fucking people off. And
No, I will give the Doc you're talking about. I will give him this. He did tell me, he was against certain medications and certain things.
yeah,
So, um, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he was telling the truth. But I still say the whole COVID thing threw me off a little bit. But um, I like that's why I liked about him was the fact that he, seemed to be able to think outside the box. So he said. So, anyways, that being said, um, yeah, bro, can't trust any. I just don't trust doctors, bro. It has nothing to do with anything we were talking about. It was just everything to not trusting doctors at all. And after the scamdemic, that really put a nail in the coffin for me, bro.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
all
That.
lied. They all came out and lied on us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
So, what the fuck
As
were you
far as
talking about, bro? Is there anything you want? Is you want to just keep chopping? What were you talking about? I want to know now. What story did you have, or do you want? Like, I
okay.
wanted to let people know this too. We're gonna have a topic, and we're gonna do our normal shows. We just kind of did this impromptu. We didn't. We have a show put together, but I really want to be doing this from my laptop. Um, I mean, this is fine, but I like to be doing this from my laptop. Um, but we will be doing, good. We will be putting on some good shows for you guys. We're just messing around tonight, just to let everybody know we're still in the house. You
Yeah.
know, we ain't going nowhere.
Ain't going
So.
nowhere.
Nah. So, if you haven't subbed to my channel, sub to it so you can get notification so that you can start watching us on this for now. And we're gonna end up eventually, we're gonna make our own channel with Spark and our other buddy in Indiana and whoever, whatever we do, collab with whoever, whatever.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do
Basically,
our own thing, but
just
this is our home for now because we have a place to go to.
yeah.
If we ever get a ban or strike, this will be our place, or I'll be on my backup or Breezy's backup. But on those channels, there's no subs, so none of y'all would have even known because I posted in my comments that we were going live, people were hitting me up. So people got to know we were going live. And it was cool to see Ryan H pop in. Haven't seen you in a while, brother. It was really cool to see your name. I wish Gil was around. I ain't gonna lie, sitting here talking to you and shit. I miss my homeboy Gil, bro. Like he was still fun to do stuff with, bro. Like so, if you listen to this, bro, I still miss you, homie. Like I have love for you, but I never did it. You know what I'm saying? No beef. It is what it is, bro. You're more than welcome to come on and kick it with us anytime. And maybe one day you'll show me how to use this StreamYard and we'll all just rock out with our cocks out. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
I'm not like, I don't have no thing, bro. I told you what I was going to do. We talked about it. You just didn't believe me. I told you, bro. Here we are. So, anyways, man, is there anything else that's really crazy? Sicko busted at NY. Oh God. On the R word. I'm just gonna read the headline. We could bitch about it real fast. Dude, what's up with New York? New York's starting to take the title from me, bro. Like New York this last week is totally fucking up Florida. I mean, really effing up Florida, bro. Sicko busted an NY and a 10-year-old girl he met on Bumble. What is Bumble?
It's a dating app, I think, like a Tinder
Dude,
type thing,
the
if I'm
hell is
not
a
mistaken.
10-year-old unless it's a fake person? What is a No, how do you actually are a 10-year-old? How do you meet someone at 10 years old? What are they doing on a dating app at 10 years old?
I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I mean, I don't keep up with that shit, but
I have to read the article now. I did not want to read the article. I was just wanting to talk about it, but now I need to know. A man accused of R-ing a 10-year-old girl in East Harlem, of course. So I'm gonna bet what he is. Um Anyways, yeah, I just read that, Aunt Patty, if you're listening or something. Oh. Draquan Drayton was booked at the 26th precinct on to the heinous January 6th attack. I can't even say the words that they have in the article because it's just so raunchy. I don't even want to say it. It's not that I can't. There's certain things I don't mind saying anything, but there's some shit just doesn't sound good, bro. It sounds horrible. I just hate saying it. And I think like these words are just such bad words to put out in the air. I don't even like saying it, so it is what it is. Either way, this dude attacked a little girl that he met through social media and a dating app. You're right, it's a dating app. He was charged with R-ing a girl, as sexual abuse, endangering the welfare of a child. My question is, the only reason why I wanted to keep reading it, of course, dude, he is exactly what I thought. Again, this guy should just be shot. Why is he even walking down the street? How is he gonna walk to the damn precinct?
Right.
You know what I'm saying, dude? Like, I bet Putin would have put one in his right there. Like, he would have ended that. Not, I'm not saying I love Putin, but I bet that guy wouldn't have been diddling little kids like that.
Mm,
He'd be in
right.
the front lines in the fields of Ukraine.
Right. Yeah.
Frozen.
Pass. Yeah. Do not pass go. Do not collect $100. Go straight to jail. And I'm saying that in a humanitarian way.
Social media has become. Yeah, my aunt's sending me all these stories right now. Spark said he's been trying to join, but it said there's a maximum number of guests. We love you, Spark. Hope you're listening.
Mark,
And Patty, I
fine.
can hear you, but I'm live on YouTube, so if I respond back, I could lose the whole stream. But I see your story, and I'm gonna read it, and I will look into it for tomorrow. Um. Anyways, I just want to talk about this real fast. What the hell is a 10-year-old doing? They never even entered. Dude, that was never brought up one time.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean,
So wait,
so
hold on. In January, 63 rapes have been reported in NYPD through Sunday. 100 reported at this point in 2023. Dude, we're only 25 days into the year.
4 a day.
Oh, that's bro. That's a lot of bullets if you add that up. That's 68 bullets, bro. I mean, that's empty in a couple clips. I mean, now we're talking money. Now it's like bullets are expensive these days, bro. We need to start coming up with a more efficient way to ixnay these cats. Prying on a little child off the internet at 10 years old. What should be the punishment for some shit like that?
Castration and never see the light of day.
I'm cool with that. Something. I feel like they should be put in general pop and just let them go. Let
Uh,
let every,
that-
like do the old school, or just send him to Jackson, Mississippi, and let's see if he can withhold, you know, his sentence there. You know,
yeah.
I'm just disgusted, bro. I'm disgusted with this shit. Didn't even want to read it, but the story popped up as I'm sitting here talking to you, and I'm like, really, bro? What the hell? And I could keep going. There's all sorts of just crazy stuff, bro. Just keeps popping up. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, bro, what the hell is this? Listen, man, do I don't remember this as being younger, being so prominent like it is now. Like this whole, like, father daughter, male child, adult, teacher child thing. You know, woman. When I say I'm like women with kids nowadays. I just don't remember all that stuff as a kid. Now maybe I was naive and I was oblivious to what was going on, but I think this is all too common now.
Yeah.
Was it like that when you were a kid? Like when you how far back do you remember? Because you have a good memory. How far back do you remember in the news where you're hearing stuff like this? Or is this all new to you?
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of it was going on, especially in a lot more rural Alabama places. But like, I think that just with the growth of the internet and news the way it has, because back then you really only got local news. You know, something really shocking would have to happen in your backyard before it popped up on your local Cincinnati channel or Austin, Texas channel. You know what I mean? They rarely did. Um, you know, and also take into account of the factor that all this shock value news is what pulls a lot of people in. They want to hear the
That's not how I feel with this. I can honestly tell you, as a man, as a friend, as a podcaster, as a human being, as a fucking just what the fuck. I hate this shit. I hate talking about it. I only talk about it because I like to point out this shit. Because this story is gonna be brought up and gone. And it's not gonna be
yeah,
talked about.
exactly.
And the fact is that your 10-year-old child can be a victim from some predator like Draylon Howard in New York who will come and have and do things to somebody that is not old enough to even think about that. And it disgusts me. That's where I'm at with it. I don't like having lore to it. It comes to me and it pisses me the fuck off. If there's
Yeah,
like three things in the world that pisses me off, that's number one. So if I was gonna sit here and if it was the Tim show, right? I would talk about this. I would talk about the weather, and I would talk about how they're attacking the food for fucking 2 hours every single day if I had my choice. I scream it to the top of my fucking lungs. And pretty soon I'm gonna be talking about the CV and the whole fucking bullshit coming with that. Because now we're on a real channel where we could really say some real shit.
yeah.
So get ready, folks. This isn't gonna be a bad show no more. This is gonna be more of a manly show. I might go buy a white coat so y'all will believe me. But other than that, my NASA hat should be good enough, right? That should be straight. You know. So we're at 12 minutes to 2 hours. I'm not on a 2 hour schedule. Okay. We could go 148 or we could go 228, whatever the fuck we feel like doing. Um there's no such thing as midnight in motherfucking Cleveland, bro. That don't exist. But so I still want to hear your fucking story, bro.
All right. Want me to knock it out? I'll knock it out.
Yeah, dude. I still want to hear it. I kept talking because, bro, it was like some important shit, and I still didn't even run through half of it.
Right.
Well, dude, it's easy to kill time talking this shit, and it's not. It's real easy. You don't even
Yeah.
realize that
So
you're.
Yeah, so like this story, I know about it, but I had to jot down like dates and stuff because it's really crazy about how much activity goes on. Um, so it's gonna be
What
mostly
kind of
me.
activity? Paranormal activity, right?
No, not well, not necessarily. It depends on how you
Okay.
take it.
Okay.
But
Sorry.
okay, so buckle in.
You said North Wisconsin? Oh, okay. And what's it called? The Valley of the what?
Nah,
How do you how do you spell it?
it's, Valley of the Headless Men.
I got you.
Nahani's
Go
like
ahead. I'll figure it out.
Nahani.
Go ahead, dude. I'm sorry. I was just trying to look so I could like
Um,
follow you. You know how.
good, good. Um, so this is really, really, really remote area. Like no one even really went there. It's so treacherous that whenever explorers discovered this place, like they could barely get there. You can't
Dude, just from the
now.
picture to back up what he's saying, sorry if I'm interrupting. Just from the picture that I'm looking at, it's beautiful. Mountain ranges as
Yeah,
far as your eyes could see. The tree line,
huge.
the water goes straight to the tree line. And there's
Yep.
snow all on the mountain, so there's really nowhere to like post up. Is that what you're trying to say? Because you're right.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
not like an
So
area that looks like, oh, let's camp out here. It might be a little one, but it looks
no,
like
no.
it's banked in
Yeah.
water and
Yeah.
ice.
So back then, because nowadays, even to this day, you can only get there like by plane or hiking or a boat. So you had to go up this back then. They had to go up this big canal, this big river, the Nahani River, and so there's three like main canyons in this river, and when you go through them, like Tim's saying, that they're on each side. There's like nowhere to even park a boat. It goes, cliffs hundreds of feet high on both sides that start right where the water actually meets the cliffs. So like there is no real place or no real reason to actually even be out there. There's no place to once you actually start going through these canyons, there's no turning back because like I said, there's nowhere to camp out. There's nowhere, especially you're talking 1800s, and before that whenever they're exploring all this territory. Right? So they they tried to go prospect the land for gold and other resources because it's vast wilderness. So there's tons of there's potentially tons of resources up there. So they run into these this native tribe called the Dene, and the Dene is a pretty peaceful tribe. When they start getting up there, the Dene tell them, dude, don't go any further up into don't go any further up there in the wilderness. They're like, it's evil. That whole freaking spot is evil as shit. And they had a claim that when they first moved uh, or first located there, that there was another um, like a warrior tribe called the Naha,
I
right?
knew it was gonna be some Indian shit, bro. I knew it. I knew it. No, no, not like on like no, no, no. I just I knew it. Maybe from the Nahani part. I guess that probably should have been uh
Right,
my first thing. But I knew that it was coming to this. I'm so this is good. See, I fucked up, people. I'm gonna have to figure out how to change the title. I should have had you doing this way sooner and not been talking so much news because this is really good. And I always forget once Breezy gets going, people like hear it. I do. I'm like fuck. Like keep going, brother. I wish this was earlier in the thing. I'm gonna have to put in the caption like you want to hear Breezy's story, go to this timestamp.
right.
We'll
So
figure it out. Sorry,
yeah,
brother. Go ahead.
yeah. So they talked about this. warrior tribe kind of that they're scared of. They didn't want to have nothing to do with them, but they said that these Naha Indians or natives, whatever, that they moved further up into the canyons, and they hadn't heard or seen hide or hair from them for like hundreds of years, but they still weird stuff goes down. Like um, there's also accounts of them like kind of like guerrilla warfare, like coming out and snatching some of them up. You know, like they'll be going out to fish or whatever, and then completely disappear. Uh, so they're like, "Nah, man, don't even go in there. The woods, you know, is haunted. Basically, bad spirits. Stay out of it." First account was oh, and I also said there's this thing called the Makani, which was the Dene said there's this thing called the Makani, which was dun dun dun, basically a Bigfoot. And so they said that there are these large, hairy, beasted, uh, bi, uh, bipedal humanoids, and that they were dangerous as shit too. And so the first account is this dude named John McLeod. Him and his younger brother, there are three brothers. Him and his younger brother and this guy named Weir. I forgot his first name. Um, they they went. They were like, you know what? We're gonna take the chance. We're gonna go mining for gold and shit. So in like 1905, they go out there mining for gold. They stay for a couple years because that's how far away this thing is and like how hard it is to get to. So they basically kind of like build their own little, you know, hut. Everybody who does goes here does this. They go out when they go prospecting and they have to build like a temporary thing. So they're like, okay, we'll be back, you know, February of next year or whatever, or 2 years, 2 Februarys from now, we should be back, you know. And so those three, they go out there. The youngest brother, who stayed behind and said, "All right, I'll wait for you. If you're not back in a few years, then you know I'll set the alarm." 3 years ago, yeah, 3 years go by. He's like worried. He's like, "Man, they should have been back last spring. Whatever. Don't quote me on the spring part, but." He's like, man, they should have been back by now. So he sets out to go and find them and takes a little team with him. And when they find these cats, they finally found them on on one of the few edges of the river, and their heads are lopped off. Uh, one of them has his gun leaning up against a tree right next to where his head's lopped off. The third one, the mirror dude, they didn't even find him like at all. Like he was just completely freaking missing. Um, then so it seems ever since then they kind of gained public traction, and they were like, "What the hell's going on up there?" And so all these other prospectors start going up there to try to, because they think that those dudes found gold, and that the reason why they got like that other weird dude um, lopped their nuggets off, stole the gold type of thing. So they're like, there must be gold out there, and so like, I'm just gonna read off some dates. There's this dude in 1970 went up there, head lopped off. A
Did
dude
you
named
already mention, and I might have missed it? Did you talk about the brothers, William Frank,
yeah, yeah, that's John. Yeah,
1908?
yeah, that was the 1908 one. Yeah,
Okay.
McLeod. Yeah, William
The
Frank.
McLeod.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, those are
That's what
no.
I'm looking at right now. Then 2 years later.
Yep,
Go ahead.
and then
Sorry, bro.
yeah, 2 years later is when they find out what's going on, and then 1917, another dude goes prospecting out there. Same thing. This dude named um, O'Brien, who went out there in 1922, he was actually found frozen solid, but in the position that he was lighting a campfire. So he's like kneeled over the campfire with all the stuff to light a fire, but frozen completely solid. Like, so it's like, dude,
That
he had
kind of reminds me of that one
that
story we did about
yeah,
the with the
with the dudes
was it
outside. Yeah.
Yeah, and the people that were in the boat supposedly. Remember the boat
Yeah,
one, like the Quern or whatever.
yeah. So that was a weird thing. And then I'm just gonna kind of rattle these off. Another one in 1926. Three dudes went out there. Um, Same thing. 1926, 1927, 1928. This no wait, it was in 1927. This chick went out there with a group of people, and she went missing completely. And then like a year later, when some uh, they came back, and they were talking to the natives, and they said, "Oh yeah, she's out here living out in the woods. We've seen her climbing up the freaking side of the mountain butt naked, screaming and hollering like a wild banshee, like she turned feral or some shit." And but she's out there climbing, running around butt naked. And this is freaking northern Canada. Like you're not gonna make it very long bucket naked. So how is she even surviving? With complete isolation like that. So there's like a bunch of little weird, mysterious things to this. And then 1928, dude named Angus Hall took his team out there. Same thing. 1931, another dude went out there and started prospecting. They found him completely burnt alive inside of his cabin, which was he's still his head was intact, but he met a fate. Um, 1936, same kind of thing. These Mahalan brothers, they went up there to go try to look for gold and stuff, and they came back or didn't come back without their nuggets. 19,
Oh, me Montes me go.
yeah, 1946, Henderson and Patterson. Patterson was found with his head lopped off. Um,
Jeez, dude,
oh,
what the hell? All these headless dudes, huh?
right. And then like it even goes as far as 2005, dude. People are still losing.
What?
And yeah, dude went out there. They a whole group
Why
of them.
are people making this trip, bro?
I don't know, dude.
Is
But
money that important? Gold is that important?
yeah, right. Yeah. So this
Really, bro?
really weird because it was 2005 when they found the cabin because they set a search team. They found the cabin that they were staying in, and it had full food. It had water in there. It had a fire going, I believe, and there were bullet holes all coming from inside the cabin, going outside of the cabin. Like so, they were shooting
What?
walls and shit. Yeah, like crazy, kind of like that Diablov's Pass. Like they were trying to get out of that. They were
Yeah,
shooting.
like that tent. They wanted out that fucking tent, bro.
Right. Right. So
Ah,
yeah, it
trippy.
goes all the way to that. And so there's a bunch of I think that dude's name was David Fred or something. But there's a bunch of weird stuff that goes on. So when the natives talk about that place, um, they think that, or they've stated that they've seen uh, like dinosaurs, like ancient creatures, like mammoths and stuff. It's really really cold in the winter, but in the summer it has like this whole mist about it because there's a bunch of hot springs and stuff down there. And the natives say that they'll see like tropical.
Sounding like a robot at the moment, my friend.
I can hear now.
Nah,
Can you hear me now?
mm, say
Can you?
more than that. Go like, there
Blah
you go. You're
blah
good.
blah blah.
You're good.
So the natives will say
Mercy, meow. Sorry.
that it almost turns into like a tropical hotspot. Like they'll see like pterodactyls and weird shit like that, and that and there is this huge cavernous system that
Pterodactyls.
yeah that's not out of Moon
I've
Mountain.
heard that. I've heard
Yeah,
of, like, dude, that's the only dinosaur
Right. Well, right. So I'll tell you, this is a quick. It's yeah. No, it's so if you. This is just a little quick side note. So if these were the Dene tribe, right, on this North Canada ridge, and they're seeing pterodactyls and stuff like that. If you follow that mountain ridge all the way out of California and all the way down into Arizona in the very southern tip of that, so you're talking all the way from north, but fuck Canada, all the way to you know northern Arizona. There's a tribe of Indians, and their name is the Dane. So Dene in the north, Dane in the south, and they see pterodactyls too. So one of the leading, I guess, theories is that this thing is like one big underground um, cave system that goes all the way from far North America all the way to almost South Central America. No, I think it goes. I think it goes, but it definitely cuts through the Denver airport. 'Cause that's part of underground. That's part of the same underground cave system. Yeah, yeah. So a lot of people think it's like not necessarily the hollow earth theory, but definitely the inner earth theory. All these like Mammoth Cave goes all the way from Texas to Maine. It's like a huge. It's the world one of the world's biggest or largest underground cave. Yeah, it's called. It's part of the. Yeah, it's part. No, well, it's known as it's called the Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. That's the big entrance. Right. But apparently geologists have like tracked the land patterns and stuff and say that it's definitely possible that it could route all the way from um, right here in central Texas all the way up to as far as Maine. So there's just like this big underground that we only know like not even a 0.5% of it, and that's from what we know in Kentucky. But that oh yeah, if you right, yeah, they're yeah, that's the there. No, but if you if, if, if you look at old maps of either inner Earth or hollowed Earth, Mammoth Cave is always one of the biggest entrances. There's Mammoth Cave, and then there's that one in Hungary. So uh, there's basically that whole system potentially can go from all the way across North America, and it's also in like yeah, if you like literally Google old Hollow Earth or Shambhala maps to Shambhala or Asgardia, then you'll see Mammoth Caves right on that sucker. One in China, there's one entrance in China, of course, the North and South Poles. Yeah, so it just go, it's just crazy how that's been relevant on that topic for so long. You know, man, that's a good one, dude. Because I'm a flat earther, but that doesn't mean that there can't be. Because okay, like in the Bible it was called Sheol, right? And Sheol was the underground world, you know. And so there was like whether it's I don't buy the narrative that it's the spherical hollow earth, like it's because that's still a globe. So you got, but is there potential for these huge underground systems and to where other life could possibly be that's uh, unknown to us, whether it's reptilians and that's where they're hiding, or you know, yeah, well, yeah, right, right, yeah, 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 yeah. It's a actually, I actually heard this chick spit a pretty good theory about. She thought her theory was that that's exactly what it is. Like you have to go down in order. You can go to Mars or whatever, but you're really going down until you hit a portal or to get outside of the firmament. Basically, that was her. Like you can find a portal, but you're going inside the Earth, and then you'll if you hit the portal, then you can pop out outside of the firmament. Kind of like I don't know, like a freaking like a mole. Like you have to climb under the dome in order to get out on the other side. Yeah, I mean that was just some chick's theory. Yeah, but I mean, do are places like Agartha and Shambhala and all these inner Earth cities that have civilizations and different creatures? Is that entirely is that possible? I think it's definitely plausible. Right, right, and also, um, what was it? Yeah, no, that, and yeah, and also there's a what was it? And I lost my train of thought. Um, there is a what was it? Man, I lost it. But yeah, so that's what it was. The depth thing. So you got up to 9 miles before you hit the bottom of the bottom. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's the farthest you can really go. 9 miles in the ocean or 9 miles on land. And that's like when the Russians they drilled that hole and it went all the way and they got like right to the ninth mile. So basically it's like there's a firmament above us and a firmament below us. And once you hit that ninth mile, you can't go any further. Breaks drills. That's when they lowered that microphone in and you could hear like the sounds of people screaming and like they were in hell. And that's a creepy piece of audio right there. Um, yeah, yeah. So that 9 miles is a lot, dude, to be as far as depth. So is it possible? Absolutely. As far as room and space, not space like outer space, but as far as possible potential for cities and stuff like that. Because think about 9 miles up. That's freaking. You know, we don't even. Yeah, yeah, exactly. We don't even need all that. You know what I'm saying? Like 30,000 feet. You know what I mean? Like, shit. But yeah, so could this Valley of the Headless, could it be those ancient natives that are still just hiding out in the woods? Or could it be some kind of, um, you're getting too close to one of our entries and it doesn't have nothing to do with the gold? It could just be, everybody stay away from here because this is where your border ends and my border begins, and we don't want you down here. Could it be any of those possibly? So it's a good mystery. It's a good piece to follow. Um, and if you actually dive into it, I did a very, very brief summary on it, but you can dive into it pretty hard and try to come up with your own conclusions, you know. Spark. And then the theory is the 9 mile. If you could get past the ninth mile, then you could get through it. But then the other is that you're not going to make it. Because then that one dude, he did that thing in the ocean, right? And they got down like to that level, and as soon as he got there, he found that it was like an ocean under the ocean. There was like a water, and like when they hit the submarines, they bounced off of the water, and because it wouldn't go underneath the water, and it looked like a lake bed. And when they hit the water, it would send ripples of this dark, almost black water, and it would send it up onto the shore. But they couldn't penetrate the water. So the waters above is the waters below, and as so above is so below. That kind of that kind. Right, right, right. So yeah, yeah, yeah. That in the Sumerian, it goes as far back as ancient Sumeria with all the symbology of the tree of life, same as the Kabbalah, same as what is it, Hindu culture. They all have it. That one little weird looking Christmas tree, but it's inverted halfway through it, so it's like equal and opposite. You know. And that was my little run on the Headless Valley, or the Valley of Headless. Yeah, one has a global plane, and the other is basically could still exist on a flat Earth plane. That just yeah, that that means like yeah, I could like on a hollow Earth map, you're looking at the Arctic still being like okay, so if you say you drop down the hole in the Arctic and you go make a beeline, you could make it straight down through the Earth into Antarctica, which would be like because you're going straight through because there's supposed to be like a polar. more like a lateral cave system. Inner sky, um, none of that stuff. So you just be basically like in this giant tunnel system where you have where it's big enough to support life and hold civilizations, but it wouldn't be like it wouldn't be as fantastical, is what I'm saying. And if you pull up a map, you can pull them up and check them out. Um, it just to me, one just seems a little bit more plausible than the other. But who knows, man? I could be wrong. Because Admiral Byrd, when his thing, he said he flew into the Antarctic and flew down into that big hole, and then basically like the yeah, my she's like, there's something on your ear. It's hard to explain without um, but basically you'd be like, okay, think of like this, like back in the day whenever you watch like Looney Tunes and Bugs Bunny would walk like across the diving board, and instead of falling off, he'd start walking underneath it. You know what I mean? That, that's basically what Hollow Earth is. And then, yeah, exactly. And then, right, right. That to me neither. That's why I'm not. But a giant cave system, big enough to house civilizations, totally, totally plausible. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's yeah, the 9 mile limit. Yeah, I mean, yeah. According to the flat Earth theory, uh, no, but you'd go right through the crust, right through the mantle, right through the core. Pop- Yeah, magma, and pop out the other side. Liquid hot magma. Yeah, Or yeah, no, I would no. I would no. I can't see shit except for the mask and the reflection of my TV. That that's Jen's Halloween creepy. Are you seeing in chat or what? Because I'm not seeing any chat. Yeah, I thought you were reading some shit I couldn't see. I'm like, what the fuck? Right. Well, that I mean, on anything we do, we want to see it succeed regardless. So there's plenty. Right. Well, I believe in because it does talk about dinosaurs in the Bible. Well, no, I mean, no, the behemoth. So in the book of Job, the behemoth was so big that it could lay its. I don't think it says, but it just says by enormity that it's so big that it could lay its mouth down in the Nile, which is a huge freaking river, and let the water run through its jaws and like catch fish. Yeah, um, I don't know if those are. I don't think they're still around. I mean, it could be because it does say the Leviathan will come back in the end times. The Leviathan was a giant, basically like a giant underwater, um, huge thing. Like it ate freaking people by the thousands. You know, so I don't know. I'd have to actually do my homework on that because I haven't even brought that subject up in my nug nug since I was probably in my 30s. So yeah, at least that's 4K. Right. Yeah. And the narrative. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm equal and opposite on the other side of it. I don't think I believe that the Smithsonian hides more shit, like that they do know about giants. They do know about. I don't believe in UFOs as far as being extraterrestrial beings. I believe they're interdimensional and more on the demon side of things. So that's just me. Um, but and then same with ancient creatures. Like who knows? These things could have the quote be called. They consider them quote unquote a dinosaur, but does that mean that there aren't these things that might be roaming around underneath the inner earth and shit we've never seen before? Because I mean there are, if you look back there, especially in ancient and where ancient caves, that you find drawings of these creatures that represent triceratops and all that, you know, triceratops and all that stuff that mankind has been carving into cave walls. So could it be something that's down there? And not something that like ruled the earth 150 million years ago and had big lizard eggs and you know what I mean? It might not be that narrative, but they could be, you know, look at the left hand when the right when and so you don't see what the right hand's doing type shit. But they know about stuff like that. Like there's oh yeah, there's but no, there's not giants. What it was, and they're just trying to fucking take your attention off of the mysteries that they Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we talked about before plenty of times, like Serpent Mound and shit like that. Right. Right. Yep. Yep. Exactly. I think what it would be like if you just asked me straight up, my instantaneous thought would be it is a narrative created by the devil to give people um, that are like the Illuminati type thing or whatever, to give these elitists a way to control and to block our evidence of God's word that we've seen in so many scriptures and so much of the Bible. Like hide it that way they can go, oh, there was never this, there was never that, like it says in the Bible. So obviously the Bible's not real. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna go to work, work for the man, and make them money. You know what I mean? So I think it'd have to be spiritually driven agenda, but it would have to be passed down to mankind to do it on a certain level, and then that's where your institutions come in, and uh, your educational narrative comes in, and your indoctrination into basically a world where God doesn't exist and it's all about science and nature. No such thing as miracles. There has to be a reason. It wasn't the Ark of the Covenant that split the Red Sea. It was, all that kind of crap. It was what happened was a big windstorm came and it made, it parted it in a shallow part. You know, It- I can hear you. Not on my end, but I don't know exactly how it works. I don't know if I'm going through you into YouTube, or if we're both going into YouTube together, or if we're connected. I don't know how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, link to. He says weird. Well, we'll get all figured out, and we need to figure out how to get the StreamYard going. That way we can illustrations. I heard an echo on my end. I don't know. If you can't hear him, Floppy, he's asking if you can, yes or no. But I know we do got a wicked hell of delay between what we're saying and what's popping up on the chat. I mean, yeah, yeah. Like if I'm like right now, I'm gonna move my camera left to right, and if you're looking at it, like it's gonna 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9. That about 10 seconds. But now he says he can't hear you. Uh, all right, yeah. All right, so No, I mean, if we're having technical difficulties, then we can just wrap it, and then we got to get, like we said, we still got to fine tune a lot of this stuff and get it figured out. So, and we both were having Wi-Fi issues yesterday with the weather, so it could be a Wi-Fi connection. Who knows? But we're gonna get all this stuff figured out and um, continue, or continue to bring y'all stories as much as we can, and news and. Uh, right, right. Now I turned on my TV and like it's literally completely silent. Well, I I'll put it this way. Um, Doc decided to change the format, and we were digging the way the format was going. So it's on my end, especially, it's more of a. I mean, I wish him all luck with his channel, but I just wasn't feeling that particular format going back to the way it was. I thought we had a good thing going. We were bringing in good numbers, um, but he was. It's it in the end. It's his vision for his channel, and if that's how he feels that it needs to go, then that's cool, no worries. But it's just not how we were envisioning these conversations in this format going. So we're just sticking with what we know was working good for us. I mean, we'd be able to just rock it. You know what I mean? So um, we're not trying to fix something that we didn't feel was broken. That's I'm yeah, yeah. You're like I even unmuted my TV and like everything you're saying isn't even being recorded. Like just completely silent unless I'm talking. Because like I'm literally got my shit unmuted right now, and you can't hear you. I don't know. You want to try to log back in? See, you can't hear you. I don't know. You want to try to log back in? See, yeah. Let me see. Yeah, I'm waiting for the delay. No, still nothing. Yeah, I'll verbatim your. So Tim's saying that his mic probably went out or something. He's gonna try to figure it out, but we'll call it. Um, you want me to convey a message to the peoples for you? Yeah, yeah. So Tim's saying for any of those who can't hear that, thanks Floppy, Spark, everybody for coming out. Um, One love that we're gonna keep bringing you stuff. We just got to get a little few of these bugs worked out. This is our first show, so um, but yeah, you're most appreciated. We're gonna keep doing what we do for you. Ain't nothing changed but the channel. So ain't no thing, man. And on my end, one love. God bless to each and every one of y'all. Pretty much what Tim said. Thank you all so much for coming out and dropping in and checking us out. And if we continue to bring you the content you like, keep on coming because it's only going to get better from here. Uh, yep, yep, absolutely. All right, Pun. I'll see you. All right, y'all. Peace.